Warmly welcome at the second evening of FeKK SLO competition program. As told yesterday, this year, comparing to last year, is more balanced if we compare like narrative films and experimental cinema. And before we start the program, we would also like to say hello to both Juries International and Critics Jury International. Jury are Varja Močnik, Wouter Jansen and Karlo Mikoto, and critics jury are Oskar Banbrej, Cjernej Terbežnik and Anja Banko. Enjoy the program.
Začetek, počasi se bo to stopnjevalo in da se enkrat v Sloveniji pride do tega.
Za sklepno dejanje tega večera sledi še pogovor z avtorji filmov, tako da vabim vse, da se nama pridružijo tukaj na odru. Ker nas spet priganja čas in ker je ura pozna, bomo zelo skopi z vprašanji, se pravi eno vprašanje na film, tako da kar brez zadržkov prosim, da pridete na oder.
And these are Irena Gatej, Aaron Horvat-Botka, Ester Ivakič, Eva Jakopič and Katarina Lupec, Miha Možina, Tina Ščavničar, Aleksandar Kavaca in Mika Ličen in Sonja Prosenc. Irena, we are starting with you, with your film. In credits, we didn't see that there would be creditor a screenwriter, and also from the from your film we could see that the flow of the actors is very natural. So I'm interested how did you work with them? Was there any improvisation involved?
This was only improvisation basically, because this was my rehearsal. I'm studying in Nova Gorica at the Academy of Film, of Arts. I'm studying film, and this was my rehearsal for dialogue in film. So I wanted to put all the dialogue available in the world, and we were practicing. We had a day of shooting, and a day before shooting we were rehearsing all the scenes and all the conversations. We had an idea, and so we all improvised about how the dialogue should look like, and so this is basically all done.
So the next question is for Aaron Horvat-Botka, the director of the film Delčki or Bits. So Aaron, you already established yourself as a sensible director of genre movies. You filmed a stoner comedy, a horror film, a really stylized, let's say, impression. Should we be going somewhere? And I think this is the first one we saw from you that it's a social family drama. So could you say a few words about this? Let's say your take on this genre, and how did you use your previous experience from other genres?
Well, it was actually, it came naturally to me. This is a story of a friend of mine, from my childhood friend, and when I was in 2017, I was attending I was writing a screenplay for Grossman, screenplay. Not awards, but the faculty in Elgarafata, and actually I wrote this short film for that, and after that the next year we applied and got the funding, and somehow when I was writing for Grossman I knew that the jury is a fond of social dramas, and I dig up some old stories. I a little bit adjusted it, but I was looking for this honest and fragile moment in my friend's childhood, this deceit and betrayal from the father. So that was my guiding point. And from that on, I was like, okay, this is the mood, and this is the story itself dictates it, not to do it in other way, but handheld and in this classical social drama way. But the challenge was working with the children, who are the first time, who are not actors and for the first time on the screen, and I was more dedicated on that part than the screenwriting or directing the camera motion or something else. Yeah.
Your movie kind of fits into this catastrophic frame. So I'm interested, how does it connect to your previous movies that were also a bit apocalyptic, and about the title that is reversed there, how it connects with it?
Yes, I was thinking that maybe this film is like a wrap of the previous stuff I've been working on, because I've been circling around some topic and some feeling a lot, which is something like in the search of some place, and this film is something kind of I don't know, it's like this like if I look back at the previous films I've done, I imagine myself always being in some phase where I wanted to express what I was, what I hoped for, what I was afraid of, what I loved. But this film was maybe more experimental and more. I did what I just wanted to do, and yeah, maybe it's like a wrap of something. This is now not very well articulated. No, I just like to watch houses that are probably me and a lot of people from my generation will not be able to afford, and think, oh, these are very rich houses and poor houses, and we should get a house, but maybe we can't. I don't know, Reversed Air, the title is, I don't know, I imagine, because there are these images of these clouds that I don't know, really liked somehow. I don't know, I imagine that this story is happening in some place where air is different, like maybe reversed, some another dimension. I think. Okay, I think I answered a lot. Do you get that?
No, you did, thanks.
We continue with the film Na prodaj or For Sale with Eva Jakopić. As far as I know, the film was shot last year during the Luksuz Produkcija's workshop of documentary film. And could you say a few words about where did you find all these houses, and a bit more also about the stories behind them? And maybe you can also reference what Esther said, your take on the new situation when the new generation won't probably be able to build a house of their own.
Okay. Yeah, so you wanted to ask, like, if it was difficult to find so many houses, or like how we found the ones, or the stories?
Yes.
The stories.
No, all of it.
Yeah, first we wanted to make documentary movie about a real story, about a real house that is selling, but we just realized that it wasn't so interesting. So we were calling around, like, are you selling a house? Can we talk with you? And we just want to make a movie, and at the end we just said, let's just make a funny movie about the houses, and we made the stories. So yes, but it's kind of sad, yes, what you said, that we won't afford those houses. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Now Miha Možina with Venci Veli or Shriveling Slovenians. So I guess you caught this chaos of the protests pretty well, and seeing the reactions of the public also, I would like to ask you about your take on it that was a bit leaned maybe towards comedy, and if you encountered any ethical dilemmas when making it.
Yes. Corona svoboda. Hec. Yeah, for me it was just a random thing that I went to this protest because my friends said that there will be some neo-Nazis there trying to take over and that we should document them. And then I came there and I saw this. Quickly I realized that it's kind of a special occasion, you know, like this little microcosmos of shriveling Slovenians, dissatisfied people that are trying to, you know, say something, and they all want to connect and come together, but they don't know how, and they're looking for the conductor, you know. This is why I also thought it's like this protest choir situation. But for me it was mostly, I didn't want to discredit the actual protests that were going on, because I think they're very legit, and with this film I thought this is just one kind of side of it, you know, and this was this special occasion when a lot of these more peculiar people came, like a lot of these anti-vaxxers and loonies, as we call them, you know. And I didn't want to discredit this movement that is happening now in Slovenia, but I still thought that it's kind of important to show also this side of it, because if we want to make a change, we also need to look at these problems that are in our circles, you know. And this is why I decided to still upload this film. And I will try to continue to balance this to balance kind of how we see these protests, and because I was then continuing to film a lot of these protests, and I definitely think there is a lot of more legitimate people and reasons behind the protests. So subscribe to Venci Veli on YouTube, and you know, you will see some more of it. And it will not be just this side, but also I think more legitimate side. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to refer to the one thing in your film. So it's dedicated to Danilo, our dear friend whom we all dearly miss, and a big shout out to him as well. Okay, so we continue with questions for Tina Ščavničar, the author of the film Sometimes I Wish Just Not to Exist Anymore. Tina is also the winner of last year's FeKK SLO and the author of the trailer we see in front of each screening. So Tina, when we were watching the film now with Robert, we came up with an observation actually. So the title of the film gives like everything we see, like the whole new, let's say, connotation. So could you maybe speak more about that? How is it connected to what we see in the movie?
I think it's about this feeling when you don't want to exist anymore at the same time, but at the same time you see the beauty in the life, and it's everything so connected. Yeah, it's about that, I think.
And what about the music in the film?
Yeah, the music is from a Serbian experimental musician, Marko Paunović. He makes this kind of special oscillation sounds with magnetic tape. Yeah, that's his one piece of many.
Zmagovalca and his short animated movie An Apple a Day, which is interesting because you use sounds that make you feel like you're in some arcade video game, but at the other side you use this traditional saying. So what's your connection to this An Apple a Day saying?
It just came up with a debate with a friend. It's nothing special about it actually, but yeah, we were talking with a friend and we came up with this idea, and so I made it on my Nintendo. If someone remembers, there's a program called Flipnote Studio and you can draw, and yeah.
So the movie was made on Nintendo?
Yes, on a Nintendo DS, very old technology.
So yeah, this remark about the game feeling, it's...
And the music was made on a drum machine that uses 8-bit technology, so it connects very well.
Thank you.
For Mitja Ličen and Sonja Prosens, the authors of the last film of the program, Raj or Paradise. So congratulations on your film. If I may return to the question I posed to Aaron, because you made let's say, a romantic comedy, and we discussed this a lot, that in Slovene film scene we're, I think, really lacking this comedy approach, and we see also that the audience loved it, and we're kind of hungry for these kind of films as well. So, and you also made 2 feature films before, which are art house drama films. So, how did you? What was your take on Paradise?
So we've been doing the feature film before that for maybe 3 or 4 years, a very serious art house drama, and then maybe 1 month before we finished it completely, we said, okay, let's go to the seaside and make this film. It was written a year before or something like that, and there's not any kind of big philosophy behind it. It's just we wanted to make this light summer film about a couple who thinks that they are not cool, but actually they are. So they are trying to be something else, and of course they fail. And yeah, it's something completely different than what we usually do, and we enjoyed it a lot. And now we can go back to art house dramas.
Thank you all. This is everything for tonight.
Thank you.
Še enkrat hvala, da ste bili z nami. Jutri nadaljujemo s projekcijami, se pravi tukaj na ploščadi, še z 2 tekmovalnima programoma. Predtem pa imamo od enih naprej Profek in različne druge projekcije, tako da vabljeni, da se pridružite tudi v naslednjih dneh.
So warmly welcome to join us tomorrow with another competition program, and but we are starting, of course, before at 1 p.m. with Profek and other programs. So warmly welcome and see you tomorrow.